This is TechCrunch.
Selling a car is a pain. You could take the easy route and use services like Carvana, but you may wind up with thousands of dollars less than your car is actually worth. Or you could hope for more by going to a dealership, but the dealer's offer can vary wildly depending on what they're looking for, never mind the extra time and effort on your part. A Los Angeles-based startup called Bidbus has spent the last few years trying to combine the best of those options, making it so sellers don't need to leave their couch to get dealership-level offers. The company has created a digital marketplace where multiple dealers can bid on a car, a process that results in an average offer that's between $2,000 to $3,000 higher than what Carvana offers, according to Bidbus's founders. Now, looking to scale beyond its initial markets of California and Texas, the startup has raised a $15 million Series A funding round led by early-stage mobility fund Ibex Investors. The round also saw participation from Mucker Capital, FJ Labs, Motley Fool Ventures, Data Point Capital, Walter Ventures, and the car dealership guys Yossi Levy. Bidbus's co-founder and CEO Duke Yan told TechCrunch in an exclusive interview that he came up with the idea after years spent buying and selling cars on his own. When he tried to help his mom get rid of her car, the offers from dealers were insultingly low, so he put them in a group chat. To his surprise, buyers started bidding up the price. Jan told TechCrunch, used car affordability is not a financing problem, it's a market efficiency problem. Consumers lack real price discovery for trade-ins. Dealers struggle to source quality inventory, and much of the best supply is still trapped in people's driveways. It's a clever combination. Dealerships already buy cars at auctions to fill inventory, so the startup is not pitching a foreign idea. Jan said Bidbus helps dealers by bringing them the most highly valued used cars, which tend to come from private sellers. The startup takes advantage of the spread between what online sellers are willing to pay and the typically higher dealer payout, a difference that can stretch to thousands of dollars. But netting sellers more money, even after Bidbus takes a cut, was not enough for Jan. He also wants to make the experience fun and has taken inspiration from stock trading apps like Robinhood and social media apps like TikTok. So once a car is accepted on the platform, dealers only have a few hours to bid. Bidbus shows live bids with the corresponding offers displayed in a big font. The expectation, Jan said, is for Bidbus users to share screenshots or videos of this activity to raise awareness of the app and draw in new potential sellers. He said, "Our vision is to make selling a car as transparent and competitive as trading a stock, where price is determined by market competition rather than a single buyer." Growing Bidbus has not been easy, though. The company was bootstrapped in the beginning, and while it got some early traction, he admitted he had to ban one of the platform's largest dealers. Jan said at that time he was the only one that bought so many cars, and so he felt like he could get away with haggling or lowballing. It hurt at first, but now our platform is better than ever. We have 5 to 8 more dealers like him, buying a lot, upholding the standard that we want our customers to go through. Jeff Peters, the partner at Ibex, who led the funding round, said he held back on investing in Bidbus's seed round mostly because the company was only operating in LA at the time. But once Bidbus started spreading to new markets, bringing on new customers, and signing dealership groups like Lithia Motors and Penske Automotive, well, Peters wanted in. He said, "It seems like this is scalable and that it's a universal problem and a universal opportunity, at least across the U.S. I think it's going to be durable because some of the most durable business models are marketplaces. At the end of the day, they're providing value to customers and consumers by giving them $2,000 to $3,000 more for their vehicle, as well as allowing dealers to build up their inventory and access new inventory that they never really had access to before." Bidbus has so far helped people sell around 10,000 cars on its platform, and Peters said he sees a lot of upside. Carvana proved that selling a car online can be simple and quick. Now that vehicle owners are used to that idea, Peters said, "I think people will be pretty much looking for the best deal, however they can find it." Brothers Patrick and Ryan Coughlin, who have impressive careers in tech, have launched a new kind of security startup. Savi Security seeks to protect everyday folks from the new crop of incredibly convincing AI-generated scams, whether they're routed via text, emails, or phone calls. The company just received $7 million in seed funding and is launching its app for iPhone and Android this week. The round was led by Accrue Capital with participation from Magnify Ventures, Resolute Ventures, and others. The inspiration for the company came from a horrifying incident involving the founder's mother. About 2 years ago, Patrick Coughlin's mom called him up, distraught, saying she had just received a phone call from a man saying he had kidnapped Coughlin's sister. He was senior vice president of security products at Cisco at that time. Coughlin recounted that his mom's phone rang with the caller ID of her daughter, and during that call, she thinks she hears my sister's voice saying, "Mom, they've got me." And there's a blood-curdling scream, and then my sister says, "You've got to do what they tell you." And then a man comes on the phone and says, "If you don't pay us $1,200 right now, we're going to kill your daughter in the parking lot of the local Walmart." Now, the scammer had accurately spoofed Coughlin's sister's number, her voice, and referenced the location of the Walmart that she often went to. Fortunately, the mom kept her wits about her, called the daughter, and discovered that she was fine. The kidnapping was an AI-generated scam. Coughlin, like his mom, was shaken. He said, "What I was thinking after calming my mom down is, what has fundamentally changed in the underlying cyber-criminal economy that we are now able to lever the same kind of sophistication that I had seen pointed at government agencies and then later at Fortune 500 companies, and now we're deploying that sophistication at the consumer?" The answer is, of course, cheap and powerful LLMs and other generative AI tools. Before AI, pursuing such grifts on consumers was not financially worth it. It would require in-depth research on the target, tech to spoof voices, and so on. Such attacks were primarily aimed only at deep pockets, like enterprises or governments, as was the tech to defend against them. Coughlin said, "There's something that's happening right now to consumers with AI in the hands of cybercriminals. The costs to perpetrate such swindles have become negligible, and the research material easily available." He went on to say that you can clone a voice off 3 seconds of audio, off a publicly available social media post. So we've all got these traces of stuff that's out there in the ether, like where we're talking or narrating, commenting on a kid's football game while videotaping it, and then putting it on Facebook. The FTC said last month that people reporting online crimes collectively lost $3.5 billion to imposter scams last year, triple the amount in 2020. While the majority of people reporting such scams are older Americans, some research implies Gen Z is also highly susceptible. Research from last year by Malwarebytes, a maker of antivirus and anti-malware tools, reported that Gen Z was targeted more often with text scams than other generations and fell for them about a quarter of the time. The Coughlin brothers' idea was to develop a real-time intervention tool. They tested their idea and the AI scam detection model they were building by launching a free website called Scamwise. It is anonymous, no registration required, just upload any suspicious texts, photos, or emails, and Scamwise will determine if it's likely to be bogus. Coughlin said, "We launched that about 4 months ago. We've had 50,000 submissions, and it grows now every week by about 10,000 submissions or more." Scamwise proved a source of in-the-wild data to help train Savi's scam detection AI model. The startup is currently mostly using Google's Gemini, but has built its software on an AI gateway, which allows it to tap other AI models as needed, like voice detection-specific options. On Tuesday, Savi launched a paid product, an iOS and Android app for consumers that can screen texts, voicemails, and incoming calls for scams. Such features are available in a lot of different products, such as Malwarebytes, but Savi's most impressive feature is live call monitoring. During a suspicious phone conversation, a user can opt to add the app's live agent as a listener. Savi listens for behavioral tells that can identify if the situation is a grift while the call is in progress. Savi's fees are also a bit unusual. It charges $8 a month, discounted to $63 a year to cover an entire family, and puts no cap on the number of users. So one plan can cover a person's kids, spouse, parents, and that uncle who always seems to need tech support, or whoever else that the primary account holder wants to add and provide administrative support to. AI has changed the conditions for how accessible being a fraudster is, Coughlin says. We're creating fraudsters because we're bringing down the barrier of deceiving people. So not only do we have the organized criminals and the syndicates behind this, but everyday people are sort of being tempted into playing fraud. Savi Security's answer is like a new generation of antivirus-like software, one that uses AI in real time, just like the bad guys do. That's all for now. For the latest in startup tech news, go to TechCrunch.com.